Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Verse number 213 onwards, please read. Satyamuktam toya vidvan nipunosi vicharane ahamadi vikaranste tadabhavoyayam sarve yenanubhuyante yasvayam nanubhuyate tamatmanam veditaram viddhi buddhya susukshmaya tatsakshikram bhavet tattat yadyenanubhuyate kasyapi ananubhutarthe sakshitvam nopayujyate. I hope you contemplated on those ideas. The most beautiful part of that teaching, that revelation last class was yourself the I, aham pratyegochara. The meaning of the word I, it is anubhava swarupatvat. It is of the nature of experience, remains all the time unconditioned, independent of every perception, thought, idea, concept, say whatever you like. The effortlessness of the wisdom, the effortlessness of being yourself, which does not depend upon anything for its existence. Unconsciously, because of ignorance, not knowing about ourselves, our life is full of exotic, exciting sensations, and we call them as experiences. Equating those experiences, equating that sensations, extraordinary sensations, exotic sensations with happiness, the individual suffers an emptiness in the absence of it. It is like when you listen to the cuckoos singing. Different birds are all singing at all different places. And suddenly, everything is quiet. In the middle of the night, birds are going to sleep, everything has been absolutely quiet. That time, instead of being the silence, enjoying the deep darkness and the depth of silence, if a person grieves, oh, there is no sound. You understand how? You understand? You understand that point? To appreciate that the silence, the sound of silence is as exotic as the sound of sounds. Are you getting that? Because when there are so many lovely sounds, we feel, oh, it's so beautiful. Then suddenly, when all the sounds disappear, in English you sometimes use that language, it's so eerily quiet. Eerie, eerily means ghostly quiet. It is so eerie. You know, in English that language is there, eerie. Eh? It's so ghostly, quiet. Because we are so used to language, used to the sounds of various kinds. In case it so happens the sounds cease to be, the person doesn't enjoy the silence. Instead of starts missing the sound. Exactly same way also. When sensations you have equated with happiness, the sounds of various kinds, touches of various kinds, sights of various kinds, tastes of various kinds, fragrance or smells of various kinds, add to our life when in the event of these perceptions, sensations suspended, the person feels empty. There is nothing. My life is so empty. That is where it comes. When the sounds stop, there is no non-existence. Silence is there. When the forms are disintegrated, the formless space automatically existing. In the relation to the forms, there is no absence. In the relation to the forms, the presence of form, there is absence of form. But the absence of form does not mean absence of silence or non-existence. Are you getting that point, please? Appreciate. That is where comes the need for your contemplation, meditation. Once you see it very clearly, as much you enjoy the existence of this body which is alive and kicking, that much you shall enjoy its disappearance from the earth. Because body means it must pass. Deha, sarira. In Sanskrit that word is beautiful. Sarira. Sarira means siriyate, which is continuously getting disintegrated. I've given you the example, like a solid ice floating in the water and continuously melting away. The physical body continuously disintegrating. It will disappear. But you, who you are, the awareness, there is no question of disappearing there. Always remains the same. So if you fall in love with the presence of this sensation and equate that sensation with happiness, in the absence of sensation, the person call it emptiness. Oh, my life is so empty. There are no people around. There is no sound, no touch, no taste, no smell, no sight, no taste, nothing. I'm so empty. You are empty or full of emptiness? It's a fullness. Are you getting that? This beauty is where you discover emptiness, exactly same spot that is fullness. Only perception. You know the twist. What is the distance between a dust and the universe? What is the distance between a drop and the ocean? That much distance between divine and the mundane. There is no distance between God and anything. You already know that concept. When you say the word God, is not one name with one form. The whole macrocosmic existence. Nothing stands apart. Nobody stands apart. So even when the forms don't exist, it doesn't make it emptiness. That is where the ahankar, the I thought comes up and asks the question. Because the I, listen carefully, when the I unconsciously assumes the role of a contemplator. Previously it was I am the body, I am the mind, I am seeing, I am hearing, I'm touching, I'm smelling. Now tired of all these roles, now he wants to be a contemplator. Listens to the Shastra, as a mumukshu, now as a contemplator. So I am contemplating, a very holy role. And there is all possibility of losing yourself in that role. I'm contemplator. So I'm contemplating that when none of these things are there, I don't see anything. The fool who is sitting down to see must go. Are you getting that point, please? Is it necessary to say, I'm silent, to be silent? Take that line and think over it. Is it necessary to say, I am silent, to be silent? Just think of that statement. To be the silence, what should you speak? What should you think? To be conscious, what should you think? Appreciate it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. To be conscious, you don't need a name, you don't need a word, you don't need a thought. But to be conscious of the creation, we need the body, because your physical body is the access point to the universe. You need your set of sense organs, your ears to hear, eyes to see, tongue to taste, nose to smell, skin to touch, hands and legs to move. All the impressions are needed in order to interact with the world. Everything is needed. That is why you have got such a beautiful package where nothing is redundant. You understand what I'm talking? Suddenly your living is a blessing where nothing is redundant, including your garbage. Understand? You must see, including the garbage. Because without the garbage, there is no system. Without the sewage, can you maintain a house? Physical body comes with a sewage system. Are you getting that? You must see that. Without the garbage, what you call the dirt, without the so-called dirt, your body cannot be sustained. Must see. There is nothing called dirty in this world. Nothing mundane. Everything divine. Everything touched by infinity. Everything is beautiful. It's a lovely package. In this package, the only disharmonious voice belongs to I thought individuality. Listen to the voice inside. Watch your thoughts. That is why contemplation. Observe your thoughts and see where from the resistance begins, where from the anger comes, hatred, jealousy. Who invokes it? The creation is so innocent. Body is absolutely innocent. Poor thing speaks what the eye forces it to speak. Are you getting that point, please? The physical body does not do any mischief. It's like blaming the car for speeding or hitting somebody. Can you blame the car for it? You understand? Can you blame the physical body for physical activity? Can you blame the house for the criminal activity? Somebody uses the house for storing the bullet or the dynamites or the contraband. House is not a crime, a criminal. Are you getting that point? The house is not criminal. Somebody using the house to store drugs or the guns or the bullets. explosives. What can house do? What the physical body can do? Somebody is using it for exploding, explosive, shooting down the words. Exactly the language of terror you can use. You can lash with your words, whip people with words. You can shoot them down with words. You can explode like an dynamite. Can you hold the poor body responsible for it? Same thing, sense organs. Your eyes are not mischievous. Your ears are not trying to eavesdrop, listening from a distance. You are misusing the whole set of sense organs. Are you getting that? Same thing, thoughts. The entire package is beautiful. Consciousness illumines it all. In whose presence experiences are recorded, sensations are recorded. For a sensation, you need a sense organ, sense object. To be conscious, you don't need sense organ, sense object. Can you write down that statement and think over it? For a sensation, you need sense organ and sense object. To be conscious, you neither need a sense organ nor you need a sense object. Are you getting that? How sweet it is. To be conscious, what sense organ should you need? Or else by chance it so happens that all the sense organs are needed to be conscious, then if somebody is either deaf or blind, or somebody is nose block, or with a skin, leprosy skin, or the no taste, he cannot be conscious. Why? So switch off. There is one sense organ switched off. No. Even if all the sense organs get switched off, consciously you can do that, still you are yourself. Bodhaswarupa Shakshi Matram. Your consciousness, witness of everything. So please contemplate, understand. I hope you did that. Just listening to it is very good. That gives you the access, wakes you up to yourself. But at that time, when you go back and you think it out for yourself, it becomes your own. When the teacher is teaching and you are seeing it clearly, the glory belongs to the teacher. Because he arrests your mind by simple dexterity of teaching. Holds your mind, reveals, oh, that's very good. You go back, you can do it for yourself. That is where needs you to think for yourself continuously. You see it for yourself. And when you see it yourself, it is like you learning to drive around. It is so nice to be driven around. But when you learn driving, there is no fear of losing the driver. When you are enjoying yourself, being yourself, see it very clearly, yes, you are absolutely free. As long as you are equating sensation with happiness, in the absence of sensation, there will be emptiness, depending on a driver. When you discover, I am the happiness itself, thereafter, as comfortable in the presence of sensation, that comfortable in the absence of it. So when thus the teacher, the student asks that when I negate everything, I don't see anything. That is where the individual in the beginning stages unconsciously assumes the role of a meditator, assumes the role of a contemplator. I am a mumukshu. First you have thought, I am bandha, I am bound. Now he says, I am desirous of liberation, another role. Do you understand? hope you see. It is so subtle. It's so subtle. I thought, yeah, she survives. It's like that plastic snake. You can never kill it. Comes back. It's a plastic snake. Whatever you do, you stays. Understand? You must do. See, there is no greater pleasure than being with you. Have you found it? You close your eyes, oof. You open your eyes, most exotic. Other things are bonus thrown in. A little nice sound, little touch, little taste, little smell. I brought some nice thing now for you to watch now. There is one, I brought one, what is that? Projector now. There is one movie, what the blip we know, we'll put it, inaugurate for you. You will see. A very nice, interesting movie. Put that, Put that, okay? All these are for information, not for sensation. Understand? Just like somebody outside puts together different sequences and makes a movie for you, your own mind organizes wonderful movies every moment. It brings together different sequences and suddenly one episode. What happens to your head? Tell me. In your dream, what does it mean? Different episodes of your life come together. Different combinations. The same thought which yesterday gives you pleasure, the same thought gives you pain. The same person who yesterday gave you very helpful, very kind, this time, rogue, enemy number one. What happened? Different combinations. That is why if you learn to watch it, it's such an exotic movie taking place inside continuously. But the beauty is, you are an eternal screen. Consciousness in which remains untouched by everything. But when unconsciously the I assumes the role of a contemplator, and the contemplator is supposed to negate Panchakosha Vilakshana, other than the Panchakosha, Annamaya, food, vital air, mind, intellect, ignorance, when gone, now this I, listen, when you are removing all these, with the Vijnanamaya Kosha removal, the I thought should go. Because I thought belongs to Vijnanamaya Kosha in the intellect. So once you move into ignorance, there itself the ignorance must go to sleep. I mean, what is that? Individuality must go to sleep. But what is the question of your surviving the deep sleep? Are you getting that? You understand what I am talking? Do you understand? See, when I say I am going to negate everything, the gross body is not there, the thought is not there. When you say thought is not there, I thought is a thought or something else. So it will be there. So then what happens? You have to be conscious. In a deep sleep, you go into deep sleep. When everything unconsciously resolving, you go to sleep. Ignorance. When you are consciously resolving, you cannot go to ignorance. You have to be conscious. Are you getting that point, please? In the deep sleep, when you are sleeping, you cannot be conscious. You become ignorant. But in the waking state, when you say the meaning of the word I, you can't be ignorant there. It has to be conscious. But there the I assumes a role. I am a contemplator. That is why the person says, I am questioning, who am I, who am I, who am I? You will be nuts. You know that? What is who am I? The I sabda, the word itself is false. Now he is wondering, who am I? Assuming a very solid role, I first, then wondering, who am I? What are you to ask, who am I? It's like a person by habit telling, what is silence, what is silence, what is, very sincerely searching. Very sincerely looking for silence. What is silence? What is? Shut up. Such a sincere, the more sincere seeker you are, farther the truth remains. More sincere, how long will it take? Longer. Suppose I am very sincere, very long. So shall I be insincere? That also very long. Neither are you getting that? You are not supposed to be there either to be sincere or insincere. Just to be yourself. You don't need a name. That is why when the habitual I takes up the role of a contemplation and says, everything is gone, Napasyami kinchit he guru. Oh teacher, I don't see anything. He said, don't say that. This is exactly known as Sunyavada, the emptiness. Even for fun, don't fall into that trap of emptiness. Because there is nothing called emptiness. To see that emptiness, if you name it fullness, no problem. So that's a word should not confuse you. As they say, it is simple semantics. Words, words, words. Don't fight with words. Suppose somebody is shunya, emptiness, is my purna, fullness. How does it matter? How does it matter? Do I see? Yes, that's what matters. What name? Shunyam, Purnam, who cares? So don't say the non-existent, in whose presence every experience is gathered. Itself, Anubhava Swarupa, always remains the same. And this I thought, what happens? Very beautiful that line. The ahamadi vikaraste tad abhavamapi anuhu. Aham bhave bhava. Abhave abhava. When the I thought is, every other thoughts are owned. When the I thought is not, go to sleep, everything seems to be abhava, non-existent. This bhava, abhava, this presence, absence belongs to the mind, not to the consciousness. Are you getting that point, please? Just like in the house, listen, the house is full of furnitures. Okay? The house is full of furnitures. The house is empty of furnitures. Space is always full. Full of itself. Are you getting that? The space is full of itself. The space cannot be non-existent. Are you getting that? The house is full and the house is empty. Space is neither full nor empty. You call it fullness? Yes. You call it emptiness? Yes, full of emptiness. So emptiness in a sense of isolation, loneliness doesn't exist. Are you getting that point, please? The moment you use the word emptiness, it has a negative connotation in the day-to-day parlance. Oh, my life is so empty. My life is so empty means what? There is nobody for me, there is nothing for me. So if you say absolute understanding is a total emptiness, that means it's most miserable state. Huh? Here this emptiness is not incompleteness. It's not absence of things. It is fullness of yourself. Therefore, understand, sarvayena anubhuyate, swayam na anubhuyate, in whose presence everything is experienced. Yesterday, that day I clearly explained to you. You experience seeing, hearing, touching, tasting. Listen. When you see your, did you understand? Huh? I'll come make just another statement again little more and you can see that. Please see. This is seeing with the eyes. We call it, I am experiencing the sight. When you are experiencing the sight, what does it mean? Eyes seeing it. Now if you close your, now suppose, take it 3 levels. You are experiencing the sight. You are conscious of the eyes looking at the flower. Now when the flower is gone, you are experiencing the sight previously of the flower. Now the sight, experiencing of the sight continues, but there is no flower, nothing to see. Okay, now if you close your eyes, if you open your eyes, you are experiencing the seeing. If you close your eyes, you are experiencing not seeing. But please stop experiencing itself, stop being conscious. Are you getting that? When same experiencing, that is the consciousness, with the eyes seeing, consciousness, the experiencing, anubhava, with the ears hearing, with the tongue tasting, with the touch touching, skin touching, with the smell smelling, but itself remains ever the same. Are you getting that point, please? Do you understand that logic? Experiencing is common, but depending on the sense organs, it becomes a sight, or a sound, or a touch, or a taste, or a smell. This sound, taste, touch, smell, that will go on changing. But experiencing as such, will it change? Never. Because it always remains the same. Like that. The experiences of it, sights, sound, touch, taste and smell can remain as thoughts, memories, impressions. And impressions can disappear. Consciousness cannot disappear. So the sensation can begin and end. Impression can begin and end. Consciousness, beginningless, endless. Are you getting that? That is why it always remains the same. Okay? I hope you see that for yourself. Asha, tat sakshikam bhave tatyate yadyena anubhuyate kasya pi ananubhutarte sakshitvam na upahujyate. So tat sakshikam, this chetana, awareness yourself is alert. Sakshikam bhavet tat. Whatever experiences are taking place, sound, sight, touch, taste, smell, tat sakshikam bhavet. It becomes the witness. There is no question of they not being experienced. Na ananubhuyate. There is no question of they not being experienced. You are experiencing the sound. Are you listening to me now? Yes. Can you be unconscious and listen? You have to be conscious. Take the statement. It's not that you have to be conscious. If you are listening, you are conscious, like it or not. If you are not listening also, you can be conscious. Conscious of not listening. Do you listen to my speech? Yes, that means you are conscious. Do you listen to the sounds in the mountains? No. Are you conscious or unconscious? Absence of sound does not mean unconscious. Are you getting that? So all the time, it becomes sakshi, witness of everything. Kasyapi ananubhutartha. Suppose you do not experience something. Listen, the moment you experience something, take that statement, very beautiful. The moment you experience something, you cannot escape being the witness. And if it is all non-existent, suppose everything is non-existent, can you be a witness? If you are non-existent, can you be a witness? Ananubhutarthe is a very beautiful language. If something is not experienced, understand? If somebody is not there to experience it, can you call it sakshi? The moment you experience, you have to be Sakshi. Suppose there is nothing to experience, how do you know that I am not experiencing anything? That is why your sense of being is not non-existent. It is ever-existing. Why do they tell this so much logic? I mean, because in Buddhist tradition, Shunyavada is talked about. In Buddhist tradition, Shunyavada, emptiness, the language of emptiness. That is why no God. No God. So it brings in emptiness. Emptiness, nothingness, that language they use a lot. That is why to negate it in a Shunya. That is why when you say there is nothingness, no God, there is a possibility of your totally becoming a pervert. Like the many modern thinkers also. Many modern thinkers also. There are many philosophers in India itself, very well-known thinkers. They accept consciousness, but they don't accept God. It's like they take the logic, drashtana drushyam bhavati, the seer is not the sight. That logic they take. Drashtana drushyam bhavati, the seer is not the sight. Object is not the eyes. Eyes are not the, thoughts are not the eyes. Thought is seen, you are the consciousness. That's right. But that much. After that, God doesn't exist. Totality doesn't exist. That sarvam khalu idam brahma, that everything is nothing but the pure consciousness, that sarvatma bhava doesn't exist. That everything is one consciousness. And the totality put together is Ishvara. If there is a micro, there is also macro. That thing doesn't exist. That is why it becomes a godless reality. The moment it is godless, it becomes like existential philosophy, where there is total perversion can come in. Because no right, wrong, good, bad, moral, immoral. So you can be a full nuts, complete nuts. That is where people become so permissive. Permissive means what? Giving a sanction to the weakness. If you are a smart thinker, you can justify your weaknesses. That is why educated people, very smart people, they can justify their every weakness. What is wrong? How does it matter? Where is the question of God taking care of me? What God? This life is gone, everything is gone. But there is consciousness. Okay, I must be nice. Many people are like that. Secular people, very nice. But, as they call themselves, Swayambhu, self-made. So whatever they say, that is right. Whatever they do is right. You can't do that. That is where comes your perversion. That is, Ishvara is needed. It's not emptiness. Ishvara, when you say about Ishvara, please appreciate. Your body never stands apart. Is it so difficult to grasp that a tiny cell of your body is part of a trillion cell existence called human body? If an isolated cell thinks there is nothing other than me, what do you think? Does he understand it's a part of the whole body? Individual to say it exists all by itself is a mistake. God. But at the same time, what type of God? Not some God hanging around in the cloud or sitting down somewhere different from the creation. That becomes another dangerous God. With that type of God also, are you getting that? That type of God also differentiates you from Him. Then it is your God or my God. You go on fighting. Giving God also a religion. What nonsense. God is not a religious guy. The God is not a religious person. That is why this dharma is not Hindu dharma. Hindu is given by the historians and the all these philosophers. This is known as Sanatana dharma. Sanatanasya Ishwarasya dharma. Eternal existing. Sanatana means, you know that word. Sanatana means Sadaeva Nutana. Eternally fresh. Sadaeva Nutana. eternally fresh. It is not dependent on a person. That is why in this philosophy, this thinking, if you remove a person, nothing happens. There is no gap. There is no hole there. If you can remove anybody. Most of the theologies, if you remove the person who established it, propounded it, there will be no such religion existing. Remove X, Xism goes away. Remove Y, Yism goes away. Remove the person, that particular ism will disappear. That is why you can see most religions are based on the person. And that is why the fanaticism comes that the person is the truth. So that person is only truth. Huh? So the rest of them are idiots, right? So the followers are idiots. Do you understand that logic? A person, you cannot make the truth, you cannot make it the truth based on a person. So the person is dismissed. So before the person was there, truth was not there. That is why the religions, which is historical religions, if you say the person who is a historical person, he is the one ultimately, without him, nothing existed. He is the ultimate. That before he is coming into this arrival into this universe, you mean to say all the religion, all the truth, nothing existed before that? That is where you become fanatic, because you equate the person with the truth. A truth is not a person. Truth is not a concept. Please. And that is how everybody is. So you remove the person, if the ism, the philosophy is dependent on the person goes away, truth also will go. That is why they fanatically hold on to the person, hold on to the book, hold on to the word. No. The truth being what it is, you can take away any word, it survives. Remove any thought, it survives. Take any book, any concept, any God, it survives, because it's independent of everything. That is yourself. So please see that again and again. So it is not non-existent, because this ahankar, by habit, when he goes on eliminating everything, thereafter he shall say, when everything is gone, what is there to see? You are still there to see or not to see? Be conscious. Consciousness, oneness. Are you getting that point, please? Please think over it. It's very, very important. And when you see this, then you can accept every standpoint. All thoughts are accepted, all concepts are accepted, because after all, if somebody says that, why should I say no? Are you getting that point? If somebody sees it, he's yet to grow up. It's like a baby. When the child comes up and says, Mommy, that, the chair is calling me. Now do you say, are you nuts? You don't say that. Okay, baby, chair will not call you. Come, sit down there. The baby feels, He took away my, this thing, he took away my thing. He's going to take it away home. And when suppose somebody, if the baby is crying, no, come. The other day I was playing with a child. Oh, he went nuts. Totally he went nuts. I said, what is your name? He says, my name is X. I said, okay, my name is X. It's not your name, it's my name. I said, that's what I'm telling you. My name, X. It's not your name, it's my name. I said, okay, it's not your name, it's my name. My name is X. So, then he tells his mother, he gets so excited. He says, this Swamiji is stupid. He doesn't understand my name. He says his name is my name. How he got angry, you see. The child. So shall you tell him? Because he seriously understands that I don't understand. So shall you punish the child now? You are playing a game. That is how, when you are wise, when you appreciate yourself, you know what you consider as a play, other people take it very seriously. You are so playfully serious. But they are seriously playing life. Are you getting that? When the wise man is playfully serious, they are seriously playing. It's like when I am joking seriously, they seriously joke. Understand? Playful. Seeing yourself very clearly. That's why no conflict. Anyway, Mahadeva. Having told this, then he says, continue. Asau swasakshiko bhavaha yatasvena anubhuyate atah param swayam sakshate pratyagatmana chetaraha. So beautiful. Asau swasakshika bhavaha yataha svena anubhuyate. Yataha svana anubhuyate. Since it is experienced by itself, it does not need somebody else or something else to experience it. Therefore, swasakshika bhavaha, witnessing is one's own nature. Please understand one statement. When I say witnessing, listen carefully, okay? When I say witnessing, witnessing is not a role. If you say, I am witnessing the thought and unconsciously assume the role of a witness or seer, it's like you become a watchman. And watching, you become tired. Watchfulness is not tiring. Watching is tiring. You can take two statements. Watchfulness is not tiring because watchfulness is your nature. Being a watchman is tiring. Are you getting that? Being the meditation is not tiring, but being a meditator is tiring. Are you getting that? Being conscious, illumining everything is not tiring, but being the knower is very tiring. I know this, I don't know this, Are you getting that point, please? So, when you say, be the witness, you are not assuming the role of watching something. That is where people ask the question. You are asking me to watch the thought, but I am watching that I am watching the thought. Where is the end? I am watching that I am watching that I am watching the thought. I am watching that I am watching that I am watching that I am watching the thought. It goes to infinity regress because this I continues. Are you getting that point, please? There is no question there to need to say, I am watching to be conscious. You need to think, assume the role of a watchman or a meditator. If you assume the role of a watchman, you will be tired. If you assume the role of a meditator, you will be disturbed, you will be tired. That is why most people are disturbed in meditation. Are you getting that? Instead of being the meditation, they assume the role of a meditator. Meditation is your being. Meditation is not a role. Consciousness is not a role. A thought is a role. You can pick up and drop. Are you getting that? Consciousness is not a role. A thought is a role. You can pick up and drop. Perception also is a role. Sometimes you can see, sometimes you need not see. Sometimes you can hear, sometimes you need not hear. Sometimes you can touch, sometimes you can taste, sometimes you can smell, sometimes you need not do anything. Are you getting that point? When the person becomes tied down in life, listen, when the person becomes bound, when he says, I must listen only these things, always touch only these, always taste only these, always smell only these, that is how a fellow becomes tied down, bound. Are you getting that? You just look at bondage. Bondage means what? Obsession with one sensation or the other. Average person's bondage means what? Bondage means obsession with one sensation or the other. Obsession with one thought or the other. When you are obsessed with one thought only, you are a fanatic. We are obsessed with one perception only, you become such a rigid person, nobody can talk to you. Every day it must be only rice and sambar bas. For a change, cook no sambar rice, sambar. Difficult to move with those people. It must begin like this. Hey, why for a change? Why don't you change it? This is how. This song, this song, this song. Ritualistic, are you getting that? Totally ritualistic excesses. Ritualistic rigidity. Step by step, this, only this. Certain times, maybe it is needed to be like that. Nothing wrong. Certain other time, throw the rituals to the wind and then move. Don't worry about it. Appreciate. In Sanskrit there is a line, Akale niyamo nasti. Akale niyamo nasti. Akala means in certain, when it is, you are in adversity. Akala. When you are in inauspicious time, you are in adversity, no niyama. Suppose you are traveling in Himalayas. When you are going to Badri, Kedar, Gangotri, Yamunotri, and you are traveling, there is a landslide, 3 days, you cannot cross that little distance. Going back is 100 kilometers, crossing impossible. I don't have a bath, I don't know what to do, how can I meditate without bathing? So God is worried about your bath, How can I chant? Hey, chant mantra. Without bathing, don't chant. Why? What will happen? When you are in a hospital, clean, then only cut. When in a battlefield, if there is no clean, will you not operate? Grab the pellet and open it up. Why? The bullet needs to be extracted now. No, you must have whatever thing, you should not cut it open without anesthesia and without spirit. Do you care? Why? Akale niyamo nasti. There are certain times, there are extraordinary times. Every law, every expectation goes to winds. It doesn't matter anymore. Are you getting that point, please? But when people stand by that rigidity, you understand rigidity? Oh boy, either this or not. For whom? For other people. For themselves, very flexible. Others should be living exactly what I expect them to live. Yourself? Sure. It's like one day Mullah was, you don't want Mullah story, okay. Alright. One day Mullah was sitting down and then suddenly 2-3 fellows run to him. Mullah, if somebody kills a dog, what happens? What happens? He will be punished. What about killing a cat? Of course he will be punished. What is the remedy? Whoever has killed the cat must give a golden cat. Mullah, your son has killed the cat. Oh, that's a different story. He can just say sorry. If the priest's son kills it, with only rice it is enough. If you kill it, oh boy, you have to give a golden calf, one golden cat. You understand? How profound in their attitude. Every person expects every other person to be perfect, himself totally imperfect. For God's sake, stop that nonsense. You watch out, See, the only trouble is, that person who expects that doesn't know. It's like a person who tells, hey, nobody must talk. Himself, 24 hours, the fellow doesn't know that he's going, He's, such a trouble Because if you point it out, the fellow gets angry. That's another trouble. He tells everybody, don't be angry. And himself is exploding. And by chance you point out that, hey, you are telling everybody not to be angry, but you are exploding. I know what am I doing. Oh, yo. You understand, it's so dangerous. And if such people are in position of consequences, you are finished. Suppose fellow is an idiot, nobody bothers. Yeah, he's an idiot, he's working on somewhere in the field or somewhere driving a car, no problem. He's managing director of the company. And this fellow is totally idiotic, insensitive. That is where everybody is afraid to go there. Why? Headache. He never understands other people's attitude. He understands only what he thinks. So dangerous. Please, for God's sake, be somebody absolutely flexible and very rigid when is needed. What is wrong? Both way you need. Sometimes, you are in autopilot. Sometimes you are in continuously riding the sky. Manual. Sometimes autopilot. Same thing in life. Always see that. So watch out this statement. The Sakshi Svena Anubhuyate Swasakshi ka bhava is a witness, that is what nature. But when you say watching, watching is not a job. Watchfulness, consciousness. Atah param swayam sakshat. Therefore, swayam sakshat param, swayam param. Param means it has no limitation of time, place, objectivity. Param, that word in Sanskrit means desha, kala, vastu, paricheda, sunyam. Limitless. Other day somebody is asking, Swamiji, what is like sugarless means no sugar. Tasteless means no taste. Limitless means no limits. Okay, what are the limits? 3 types of limitation. Desha, kala, vastu. Time, space, objectivity. 3 types of limitation. Time-wise limited is 10 o'clock we are here, 11 o'clock we won't be here. This is time-wise limitation for all of us. Space-wise limitation is we are here, not there. Object-wise limitation is we are human beings, not a microphone, table or anything in the universe. Whereas consciousness, yourself, the awareness, free from all the limitations. There is no time when it is not. There is no place where it is not. Since existing at all times, all places, in and through everything, it has to necessarily be in and through every object. Because no object can exist without the reference to time and space. So in and through everything existing. So no limitations of time, place, objectivity. Therefore, limitless. All pervasiveness. Okay? Atah param, that which is no limits of time, place and objectivity. So, and what is that something which can be away from it? Can anything be away from it? Can anybody be away from it? Anything, nothing can be away from it, but nothing can be recognizing this. Only human being can recognize this. Are you getting that? That is why Manushya Janma, the human life is so precious. Limitlessness can be appreciated only by the human being. Dogs will not understand, animals will not understand, neither they need to understand. They don't need it. Why? Because they don't have a sense of bondage to be limitless. They don't have a sense of bondage to be freed. They don't have a sense of limitation to yearn for limitlessness. Human being has a sense of limitation. That is why human being yearns for limitlessness. Not every human being is like that. That is why most human beings live like animals. That is why most people will like to forget the bondage. Most people love to forget the limitation, but not look for limitlessness. Are you getting that? Which one is more exciting? Forgetting or looking for it? It looks like forgetting the limitation is more interesting than looking for limitlessness. Because looking for limitlessness is yet another pursuit. But forgetting limitation, finish. That's why forgetfulness is so attractive. In the deep sleep you forget. You want to be samadhi or deep sleep? Come on. Everybody like to be in deep sleep. Nidra samadhi sthiti. Everybody wants to be in deep sleep. Why? Forgot no responsibility of any kind. But the trouble is you can't stay there forever. Can you stay in your forgetfulness for all the time? You cannot. Because if you forgetfulness is very preferential, selective. Only in your deep sleep you can forget. Waking, if you forget everything, what type of life you will have? Whereas if you are conscious, you can be conscious in waking, conscious in dream, conscious everywhere in all perceptions, not through all perceptions. That is why if you are conscious, you solve your problem once for all. If you are escaping, you postpone your problem once for all. You are forgetting for some time, forgetting in deep sleep, forgetting in watching a movie, seeing something, touching something, tasting something, you forget something in life. That is why most religious pursuits are arrangement in forgetfulness. Most religious pursuits are total arrangement in forgetfulness. Mass singing, mass dancing, mass hugging, mass meditating, mass chanting, mass. Everybody. Huge so. If you do it in the name of religion, it's a very religious activity. If you do it in the name of rock festival, useless fellows, licenses, druggists. So those are all druggists. And the guys who are singing some gospel nonsense or some, some so-called holy music, so you call them as wonderful people, right? Both are artists in forgetfulness. But the religion man reserves his right to look down upon everybody. Why? Because he is singing religious songs, You can be as nuts as anybody else. Are you getting that point, please? Being yourself is not an escapism. Understand? You can escape into your body. You can't escape into consciousness. Wow. What is it? You can escape into body. You can escape into a sensation, but you can't escape into consciousness. Do you know why? Since you sometimes forget the body, you can come back to body. But you can't come and go back to consciousness because you are always there. So there is no escaping in consciousness. But you can escape into body for some time, sense organs for some time, thought for some time, taste for some time, touch for some time. That is why life is full of escapades. Sounds of various kind, touches of various kind, taste of various kind. You are tired of touches, go to taste. Tired of taste, go to smell. Tired of smell, go to sight. What people do, you think? What is the full of activity, full day activity? Nice breakfast is over, then lunch. So the taste is now touched, lovely taste is over, let us watch a movie for 3 hours. Inside. Then what do that? Then go and see some pictures maybe in the museum. Then it's everything, let us go for a stroll in the beach. What are they doing? From one activity of escapism to another activity of escapism. From one sensation to another sensation. Whereas you can't escape from one consciousness to another consciousness, can you? You cannot appreciate. Always you are with yourself. Oh, it's so beautiful. Ataparam swayam sakshat pratyagatma na cetara atah swayam param atma sakshat. So therefore, since in your presence everything happens, you are param, available all times, all places, all conditions, and never you can escape that. You are pratyagatma, cetana, consciousness. Call it Atma, Brahma, anything you like. Okay? Having told this, now he gives a beautiful verse. Jagrat swapna sushuptisu sputataram yosau samujrumbate pratyagarupataya Sadahamahamitti antasphurannekada nanakara vikara bhagina iman pasyannaham dhimukhan nityananda chidatmana spuratitam vidhi swametam hrudi jagrat swapna sushuptishu sputataram yosho samujrumbate pratyagarupataya sadahamahamiति antasphurannekadha nanakara vikara bhagina iman pasyannaham dhimukhan nityananda chidatmana spuratitam vidhi swametam hrudi. So beautiful. In Shankara, same meter, he puts it in the Manisha Panchakam. Same line also come. Jagrat swapna susuptishu sputatara yasam vit ujrumbate. That is where it comes. Here he says, Jagrat swapna susuptishu sputataram yosho samujrumbate. Same, he himself is the writer. So here, there it is feminine, here it is masculine. Jagrat swapna susuptishu sphutatara yaha asau vijrum samujrumbate. Yaha samujrumbate, that which shines and shines without fading. All the time shining, gloriously luminous, self-luminous, in Jagrat swapna susuptishu, waking, dream and deep sleep. And that is what you are. The witness, name it witness if you like. We name it witness because it illumines everything. In the absence of illumination, what shall you call it? Sun illuminates the earth. So earth is illumined. Sun is illuminator. Suppose there is nothing to illumine, can you call it illuminator? No, it is no more illuminator. It is illumination. Are you getting that word, please? You understand that word? Prakasha, listen. Since the Jagat is Prakashya, illumined, Sun is Prakashaka. Are you getting that? Prakashaka. I am deliberately telling it in now Sanskrit. You can understand. Same concept. Prakashya. This creation is illumined and Sun is Prakashaka. It is illuminator. Suppose there is nothing to be illumined, there is no Prakashya, then can you call it Prakashaka? No, it is Prakasha Swarupa. Prakashaka means it illumines something. It is Prakasha Swarupa. Illumination itself. Consciousness in relation to knowing something, knower. But when there is nothing to know, it is knowledge itself. Pure Jnana Swarupa. Chaitanya. Consciousness. Okay? So Jagrat Swapna Susuptishu, waking, dream, deep sleep, say. That is why in your waking state, when you contemplate, you think all the three, Purna Avastha, waking, dream, deep sleep. Pratyagarupataya sadahamiti antaspurannekada. Pratyagarupataya nitya sphuran. Sada ahamiti sphuran. Existing. Sada, always aham, aham, aham. Meaning, as your sense of being, aham pratyaya gochara. The meaning of the word I. That is how it exists. Your sense of being, if you give it a name, aham. That's why words fail. Do you understand that point? I hope you see it very clear. Is it necessary to say I to be? Are you there? Listen carefully. Are you there? Is it necessary to say yes? For my sake, you can say yes. For your sake? What should you say? Should you say yes? Should you say no? Should you say anything? Are you getting on the point? Really? Your sense of being doesn't need a name. Now if you see this, then you use all the names. Why? Vyavahar. You have to use, no? You have to live your life, no? I have stopped using the word I. Oh. So what does it mean? Confuse everybody in the world. Right? I don't use the word I and he. He is here, he is standing, why don't you give him some food? Call him. He is here. What? You drive everybody nuts with your spirituality. That spirituality means, you know what? Spirit. There's a lovely spirit. Spiritual. Nuts. Drives everybody crazy. You become religious and everybody else gets into trouble. But nobody must tell about it. Why? Because you are the guru, you know. You are the chief boss. So you have the full right to be nuts. And more greater nuts you are, greater number of followers. Because everybody is looking for extraordinary nonsense. Deception must be extraordinary deception. Then only it has got an art, isn't it? It's an art to deceive. The art in deception is what? Understand? The art in deception is, you live for yourself, but you make other feeling that other you living for them. That is the art of deception. Oh, here my heart is bleeding for others. Yes, very much. Then why are you bleeding them further? You're perpetuating their ignorance. Understand? It's so dangerous. Appreciate. So, aham pratyaya rupam api. It is pratyaya rupa. In every being it is there. Nobody is farther, nearer, lesser, more, inferior, superior. Same thing. Pratyatma. Sphuran ekadha. As oneness, pure consciousness, ever existing. Nanakara vikara bhagina iman. Pashyan aham di mukhan. Pashyan sees what? Aham di mukhan. Different expressions of aham di, ahankar. I thought. Nana vikara bhagina. The I thought goes on owning up every other changes at the level of the body and other things. Atma, Chetana, yourself, nirvikara. But illumines all the vikara bhagina, illumines all the vikara, changes, modifications at all levels. Please contemplate on this idea. To see the division. To see the multiplicity, you must have a reference of oneness. Without the reference to oneness, you cannot recognize the division. To see division, you must know what is indivisible. Are you getting that point, please? If you don't know silence, can you say it is disturbed? Do you understand? If you say, listen carefully, if you say, this place is very disturbed or disturbing, too noisy, what does it mean? You have already experienced what silence is. Or else how can you say disturbing? If you say, my mind is full of thoughts, what does it mean? You must have experienced what it means to be free from thoughts. That is why this is something which everybody, every moment experiences itself. Because Anubhava Swarupa, it is your nature. Lord doesn't know. Any moment of happiness, objectless awareness, you are with yourself. That is why it is itself nirvikara, free from modifications. Illumines all modifications at all levels. Nityananda Chidatmana Spurati. Nityananda Chidatmana Spurati. Throbs continuously. Language, Spurati, Uzrumbate, continuously throbbing. In other words, don't look for some palpitation in your heart. Thrabati, Sravati. Spurati. Spuranam. Meaning your sense of being continuously rising, continuously existing. Nobody can take it away. And that tam vidhi swametam hrudi. He tells the student, hey, swam etam hrudi vidhi, in your own heart, may you know it always. Because it's always there. Recognize that presence. Be that. Recognizing means what? Being. Here recognition is recognizing. Seeing means being yourself. It's like being one with silence. You can't experience silence without being one with the silence. How to talk? Are you getting that? It's so beautiful. Okay, I've introduced this, then further gives an, how do I, thereafter it goes on, teaching goes on. Why? Because it's instantaneous, just like that. But why so much teaching? Just to facilitate the understanding, so that long time conditioning, wrong thoughts, wrong ideas. So, to counteract those things, so much teaching, not to give the truth. To counteract the wrong conditioning. So many different standpoints he talked about, because you remove the wrong ideas from the head. To remove the wrong ideas takes time. Truth never takes time. Why? Timeless. Always existing. Always existing. You can see, really I need that time? Yes, look at your own emotions, you'll know. Suppose you are blasting, bursting, exploding. Before you know, you are cut off by the anger, hatred, jealousy, infatuation. Something somewhere catches you up. Before you know, the mood has overwhelmed you. Before you know, the cloud has burst. That means you need to contemplate. But suppose you are always clear sky of consciousness, simply hanging around, laughing, joking. Nothing, you don't take anything seriously. As I told you, playfully serious. Such a person, there will be no load in life. Literally, you fly on the wings, There is no problem. your wings are not loaded. You are really like a free bird. Only when you drag something to yourself, you feel loaded. Until you drag, you don't feel loaded. This table, heavy or light? Is it anybody's burden now? This table, anybody's burden? When you try to put it on your head, then suddenly it becomes a load. If anything becoming a load on your head, do you know what does it mean? You have already putting it on your head. Can you carry it without loading, putting it on your head? That is what Vishnu. Vishnu. He is the efficient manager of the universe. Vishnu is the sustainer of the universe. And he has the companionship of Lakshmi, Bhudevi, Sri Devi. You know, the rende, both prosperity. He has both. And how does he manage the world? In continuous sleep. Why? He has put the whole creation into such orderly movement. If anything disobeys, that thing gets punished and self-correcting. He goes to sleep. He has fixed it so well. That is, ultimate manager is who is not behind the people. You are there, everything is moving. Well, each one knows what exactly they shall do. Right? That is why even the person who is sharing your responsibility also should be equally wonderful. If the person doesn't share the responsibility, then you have to be behind the person all the time. Understand? But even while doing that, you are not carrying the load. Remember the dog walking under the bullock cart. The dog thinks he is carrying the load of bullock cart, or else bullock cart won't move. Just a dog under the cart. If any one of you can know how to do cartoons, you can do all these cartoons. Spiritual cartoon. Very exciting. Okay, so know this to yourself. Having told this, now he gives another example to you. Ghatodake bimbitamarka bimbam alokya mudhoravimeva manyate tatha chidabhasamupadi sanstham Bhrantyahamityeva jado bhimanyate. Ghatodake bimbitamarka bimbam alokya mudho ravimeva manyate. Tatha chidavasamupadi sanstham Bhrantyahamityeva jado bhimanyate. Right. Now he says, the whole thing, you can see what a joke it is, a lovely joke. How the person has forgotten himself. Yatha ghatodake bimbita marka bimbam alokya mudaha rabimeva manyate. Mudaha. The deluded one, the fool, the stupid, muda, idiot. Totally, sort of has no sense of discrimination. Ghatodake pratibimbita arkabimbam. Inside the pot there is water. In the water the sun is reflected. And the fool thinks, the sun has fallen into the pot. Must be rescued. There was a village of fools like that. They all worshippers of the sun, moon. the worshipper of the moon. So one day, the village boy was walking down, one of those fools was walking down, and for no reason he looked into the well, and he saw the full moon inside the well. And he got so panicked. Oh my God, our God has fallen into the water. So he immediately shouted and the entire village come in. What is that? What is that? God has fallen into the well. And everybody looks, oh my God, what to do now? You must rescue the God. So they brought one huge bucket into which God can get in. And then they brought a nice rope also. They put it down. And then when the water is going this way, that way, they think the God is being naughty, not coming into the pond, not coming into the, he's not coming into the, what is that, bucket. He's not willing to come to the bucket. They all shouted, come on, don't do that, don't be there. You are fallen, we are struggling to get you out. Come on, get in. And then when they lift it, lucky the water bucket, in that water bucket, he saw the moon. God is inside now, raising. And when they're raising it, that bucket got stuck on the side of the well. So, hey, he has really got into it. It is so heavy, it is not coming. All the village. Everybody started pulling. When everybody started pulling, poor rope snapped. When the poor rope snapped, everybody fell upside down with face up. He is up now. See? So they are so happy they have rescued the God. That is how you rescue the God of consciousness which has fallen into the pot of body, mind and all that. It has never gone into it. Looking at the reflection of the moon or the sun in the pot, only fool thinks it has gone into this. Same also, mudaha tathaiva chidabhasam upadi sanstam bhrantya ahamityeva jadobhi manyate jada. The ignorant one thinks that this I thought, which is a reflection of the Absolute. Meaning, when you say the word I, embodiment of, as though the embodiment of consciousness, I thought. It's a name of the nameless. And you take that name to be the truth. Are you getting that point, please? You see for yourself. Be the nameless and see your problem. Come on. Don't have a sense of I and have a problem. Body is dying or I am dying? Why am I afraid? Because I think I am the body. Are you getting that point? This is known as falling into that. Like the water is muddy, the reflection is muddy. Water is steady, reflection is steady. But the reflection has nothing to do with the well or the pot or the water. Exactly the same with the consciousness that you are has nothing to do with the thought, sense organs, physical body or the perceived creation. But into this, as though it has. But I take as though I have fallen into the trap. Are you getting that? I am fallen into the trap. I am the body. I am the thought. I have fallen into the trap. So I must rescue myself. How do you rescue yourself? Read the next verse. Ghatam jalam tad gatamarka bimbam vihaya sarvam vinirikshaterkaha tatasthayetat tritaya bhavasaka swayam prakasho vidusha yatha tatha deham dhyam chite pratibimbamevam visrujya buddho nihitam guhayam drashtaram akhanda bodham Sarva prakasham sadasad vilakshanam ghatam jalam tad gatamarkabimbam vihaya sarvam vinirikshaterkah tatasthayetat tritayavabhasake swayam prakasho vidusha yatha tatha deham dhiyam chit pratibimbamevam visrujya buddho nihitam guhayam drashtaaramatmanamakhanda-bodham sarva-prakasam sadasad-vilakshanam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam antarvahi shunyamanan-nyamatmana vijñāya samyak nijarupametat puman vipapma virajo vimrutyuh nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam antarvahi shunyamanan-nyamatmanah vijñāya samyak nijarupametat puman vipapma virajo vimrutyuh. Beautiful. The three verses go together. Last one is the Vijñāya Samyak Nijabodha Rupam. Nijarupa method. Thus, having known by itself his own nature, Vidwan Virajaha Vimrutihu Vipapma Bhavati. This Puman, this individual, Virajo Vimrut. Absolute glorious verse. Please see that. But he says, so when this, the person sees that the water this has fallen into thing, it has gone into, the sun has fallen into the water. They try their best to remove that reflection. Okay. And when they remove it, how do they remove it? How do you remove the reflected sun falling into the water? Do you remove? Do you remove or you recognize what you consider the reflected sun, in reality, the sun above? You see, that example is so fantastic. Are you getting that point? It's absolutely glorious. Do you rescue the sun fallen into the water? What is the question rescuing? When did it fall? If it is fallen alone, you can rescue. And if it really fallen, you are finished. Really? A reflection appears to have fallen. In reality, has never fallen. It is just like a person who is acting in the role. When acting the role, the millionaire actor crying away as the beggar. Do you console him? Huh? When the millionaire actor cries like a beggar on the stage, do you console him? Achha. If he cries like a beggar outside the stage, what shall you do? Sympathize or console? You only sympathize. Why? Poor thing has gone nuts. The mind is not twisted. The fellow forgot that he is the millionaire. Now he's taking himself the actor. Still, you have a hope. Why? Some nonsense has happened, so give him some electric shock. When you give him electric shock, he comes back. Yeah, that's right. He comes back. He said, then ask him, how come you took yourself to the beggar? I don't know. That is what it is. Ignorance. So when this shock of the teaching is given, heavy dose of electric shock, you have never fallen into this body, water of body, mind complex. You are always there. Like ghatam, jalam, tadgata arkabimbam vihaya, sarvam arkam vinirikshate. Everybody sees the sun leaving behind the water, the pot and the reflection. What changes should you bring about in the pot and the water and the reflection to see the sun? You understand now? You will see the beauty of it. What changes should you bring about in the pot, in the water and in the reflection to see the sun? That much for purification. I'm so impure. You're not stupid. You're not impure. You're absolute purity. Shivoham, Shivoham. Body you can never make pure. Are you getting that point, please? Body being what it is, you can never make it pure. Are you getting that? Please? Because if you do not understand in this way, you can totally lose yourself in the purification process. This holiness thing, religious thing, it becomes like that. It becomes such a process, holiness process, where everybody tries to purify himself. Some people are very pure. Unless you purify your body, unless you purify your mind, you will not understand. What is purification? What is dirt? The best, or you can call it worst dirt is, I am dirty. That I am pure, that I am impure is the greatest impurity. That is why when a teacher, or a religion, or a tradition first condemns you to that impurity, and say that you are a useless fellow, you are a rascal, you are a rogue, you are a waste, you are condemned forever. Because first they feed you with an idea, you are a sinner, you are a useless fellow, you are a mortal. Then say, now you should become immortal. Now what happens? The struggle continues. Mortal wants to become immortal. Are you getting that point, please? The impure wants to become pure. So your struggle begins to make yourself pure. Instead of discovering the purity which is already existent. Are you getting that point, please? Instead of discovering the purity which is already existent, you are trying to make yourself pure. And can you make the body pure? Imagine. Can you make the body pure? Can you take away the mortality of the body? Can you take away the limitation of the body? Can you take away the thoughts from your head? Come on. Can you take away the thoughts from your head? You must see it, because this is very, very powerful statement. Because most in the mankind are completely lost in this idea that unless my thoughts change, I will not change. Hey, that the thought is there is not a problem. That you are falling a victim of the thought is a problem. Are you getting that? That the thought is there is not a problem. That you are misusing the thought is a problem. Do you understand? A knife is a problem, or its usage is problem. Its usage is problem, or wrong use is problem. Wrong use is wrong. So is the knife wrong or the user is wrong? User wrong. So if you already condemn the user to be wrong, that you are impure, useless, ignorant, sinner, stupid, rascal, all that, having condemned him to that, then how do you ask him to rescue? The struggle continues. Do you understand? That is why first thing important is remove the branding. Can you do that? Remove the branding. Dehohamiti, I am the body? No. You are not the body. Therefore, all that comes along with the body is not yours. You are not a thought. So whatever comes along with the thought is not yours. Are you getting that point, please? You understand the idea. When we were studying, Swamiji one day was giving a interesting, just a made-up of story. It's not that real story, it's a made-up story. A person was traveling in the train. And a person was traveling in the train, every traveler is a curious cat. When you travel, you must inspect everybody. You must have a special investigation on anybody. Top to toe, look at it. What is bringing, what is eating. If he opens the bag, what is there inside his bag? His bag is he opening, but you open it. Everybody does that. Everybody does that. So one fellow come in with a big box. So everybody's eyes goes there. What is this? What is this? Then one man was more curious cat than the other. So he was always looking at it. And then he discovered, other people forgot, but he discovered that this fellow brought in the bag, but next station he has dropped. He was looking at where he has gone. Then he saw train is leaving and he is going away. Then he said, oh my God, all right, this box is mine. Now he thought this box is his. So somebody asked, so he went and sat down, slowly sat down on the box. So everybody said, whose box is this? Oh, mine. Where are you going? Oh, yes, yeah, my box. This box. Is this your box? Yes, my box. Then after some time, they reach another station and the person gets down. And he brings the box also down because as though, he says, this is my box. He gets down with the box. When he gets down with the box, suddenly a police appears. Right? A policeman appears. The policeman asks the question, whose box is this? Now suddenly this fellow says, oh, it's my box. Really your box? He says, yes, sir. What is inside? Listen carefully. Is your box? Yes. What is inside? Open it. He said, yes, open it, because he is also curious to know what is inside. Because he doesn't know. He also doesn't know what is inside. So he is also curious to say, yes. Did you break that one? No. There is a, see that? I told you last night, you must break that. The wasp, Kolabi. What is this name in Tamil? Kolabi. Whatever the name is, it really stings. Oh boy, watch out. Anyway, so please see. So he said, so naturally this man asked, whose box is this? Oh, it's my box. He said, your box? What is inside? Open it. He also said, open it. When he opened it, oh boy, there's a dead body, killed and packed. Now what happens? Now even if he says it is not mine, not mine, not mine. Now is anybody going to believe it? Because so far he has been telling mine, mine, mine. So even if he says not mine, you know it is not yours, but you are stuck because you have been telling it is mine, mine, mine. Exactly in the same way. So long we have been telling this body, me, mine. And the worst insecurity and the worst branding that somebody can give you is to say, You are bound, you are impure, therefore make yourself pure. Nonsense. When you say Shivoham, Shivoham, understand. Not only in the state of your enlightenment, awakening, you are the absolute auspiciousness, purity. Even when you are ignorant, you are absolutely pure and immortal. Limitations belong to the body. You cannot take away the limitation of the body. Listen carefully. But the moment you condemn a person to impurity, the moment you condemn a person to limitation, thereafter he struggles to make himself pure. That is why people stop eating garlic. That is why people stop reading newspaper. Why? They have not divided. Pure action, impure action. They are the impurities, these are purities. People get nuts. You know that? They completely drive themselves nuts. You have to be absolutely fantastic to recognize, understand. Just the example. The reflection is in the water. The reflection is in the pot, in the water. You don't have to bring about any change. Listen carefully. Watch out and listen carefully. You don't have to bring about any change either in the pot or in the water or in the reflection to see the sun. Sun is untouched by the limitation of the water or the pot, the condition that prevails. Who you are, the son of consciousness, untouched by the limitations of the body, sense organs, thoughts of every kind. So what is the question of purifying yourself? You understand this purification process destroys a person. The person can never believe he is embodiment of purity. He is freedom itself. There is no question of your removing the bondage. Nothing binds you for you to remove the bondage. A student goes to the teacher. Teacher, listen please. A student goes to the teacher and asks him, please remove my bondage. The teacher smiles. Really? Okay, show me your bondage. Show me your bondage. I'll free you. Suppose my hands are tied. Listen, if your hands are tied, I can untie it. If your legs are shackled, I can unshackle it. Show me your bondage. Physically, there is no bondage. Mentally, nothing can bind you unless you bind yourself. Think on it. Are you getting that point? Physically, understand. Physically, there is no bondage. Anybody bound? Physically, everybody is hanging around free, no? Born free, hanging around free. What is your bondage? What is your dependence? You create your dependence inside. Object is there, think. Object is there. Does everybody feel attracted? Come on, name one object which attracts everybody. One object. There is no such stuff. You feel attracted, you are tied. You want to make yourself free? You fix it inside. Nothing happens to the world. It's like a misunderstanding. When a misunderstanding continues, you are so angry with the person or a thing. When your misunderstanding disappears, now suddenly you are smiling. Are you getting that? It's never the person. It's in you. Why animals are so restful? Look at Shiva. So happily snoring. Huh? Listens now. Morning, all the time Shiva is so beautiful, no? He's so cute. Animals are so free. Why people love animals? Just like why do you love children? We children have no sense of bondage. Children have no sense of bondage. The child also smiles, doesn't remember anything. Chew it. 1 year, 2 year old, 3 year old, bundles of delight. After 5 year old, oh, devil. Right? Animals, for everybody, animals are pet. Why? No moods. Animals have no moods. Not that type of moods, as dominant as in human being. Animals have no moods. Show him the biscuit, he comes. Tell him to go, put them in the. Suppose you put him in a room because you want to go out, so your dog is for 1 day or 2 days closed, or 4 hours is closed. When you come back from your movie or walk or whatever, after 3 hours open it, the dog sulks in the room. No. 3 hours you put me here and you want, I am not coming. Does the dog do that? No. Even if you are put for 3 days, he is still waiting for you, going crazy. Open the door, boom, it jumps on you. So you love animals. Try for that for a human being. Just try it for a human being. Leave him alone or leave her alone in the day for 2-3 days and stay there, and you go and have a good time or bad time, doesn't matter. And then come back. When you open the door, you would have got a gun ready with you. He'll shoot you straight. Why? Suffering. Understand? The biggest, understand, the worst impurity is to brand somebody as impure. Even to say you are ignorant itself also is a wrong statement. In the context it is okay to begin with, but in reality you are absolute knowledge. Therefore the example he gives is Ghatam jalam tad gata arka bimbam Vihaya sarvam vinirikshate arkaha. Sarvam vihaya arkaha vinirikshate. You give up the water, the pot, the reflection, and you see the sun. To see the sun, what changes must you bring in water, reflection, and the pot? Tadvat. What changes should you bring about in your body, in your thoughts, and the reflection, the I thought, to know your consciousness? Do you really understand that example? Super example. And that is how exactly it is. But we spend time in washing the pot, cleansing the water, taking care of the reflection. The sun is always waiting. Your life passes in preparation. Enjoyment never comes. Preparing. And you understand, some people preparing for rainy day. Preparing for rainy day. Always waiting for the rainy day. Leaving, gone. So somebody is making himself pure. He's in the, in the trip of making everybody himself pure and everybody pure. Ayyo, that is how it becomes pain on the neck for everybody. Why? Especially when the person becomes religious, you can't touch them thereafter. Nothing. Everything is no. Right? Except his own little perversions. Stupidities. Please. Tatastha etat tritaya vavasaka swayam prakasa vidusho yatha tatha. Tatastha etat. Sun, it is tatastha. Existing, separate from, as like an anvil, ever existing, away from the pot, the water, the reflection. Tadvat, yourself the I. Aham pratyaya gochara, the meaning of the word I. I hope you remember the statement I gave you, no? Please work on it again. Please, don't forget it. Again and again, remember it. None of us ever use the word as such. All of us are interested in the meaning of the word. When I say, please drink your water, you are not drinking the word, the meaning of the word water. Please bring the gold. You are not bringing the word gold, meaning of the word gold. What is your car? The meaning of the word car. What is your house? The meaning of the word house. Every time you are using the meaning of the word. Please go and take your lunch. Please go. It's not the word. Your body moves. Lunch, not the word, the food. Every time if you are using the meaning of the words, when it comes to I, why are you stuck on the word? Who you are. Don't have to tell a name. That is where comes your beauty of stillness. See the nameless, be the nameless, wordless. Enjoy the names, enjoy the words, enjoy the form, the whole body, the mind, the creation. The whole thing becomes a celebration. The creation is not meant to persecute you. Body is so innocent, so beautiful. Take care of it. Your sense organs are so efficient. Such a grace, such a blessing. Sensation of infinite kinds. Should you close your eyes and lose your life? After death, what are you going to do? When body is going to die away, why are you killing the body when it is alive? Anyway, you are not going to see, your eyes will go blind. Anyway, your tongue will not taste after some time. So why are you denying? This is where, in the name of purity, religiousness, the person dies long before his death. That is why I call it heart of dying. You understand? In the name of living, they kill people. You should not be doing this, you should do that, hold your nose, stand on your tail. Rubbish. Observe yourself. Tatastha, like a sun. Unaffected by the pot and the water and the reflection. Tadvat Swayam Prakasa, Swayam Prakash. Yourself, Swayam Prakasa, Swayam Jyoti. Self-luminous, pure consciousness that you are, unaffected by the pot of a body, the water of a mind, and the I thought of a reflection. Are you getting that point? The pot of a body, the water of the thoughts and impressions of all kinds, and the I thought of a reflection. What the I stands for, Aham Pratyaya Gochara, the absolute, unaffected by I thought, all other thoughts, body, and the creation. And what is that something? Deham diyam chite pratibimbamevam visrujya buddho nihitam guhayam drashtaaramatmanam bodham sarva prakasam sadasad vilakshanam. Oh, you read these verses, all are like jewels, jewels. In the same way, tadvat deham dhiyam chit pratibimbam visrujya. Now keeping it apart, deham, the body pot, dhiyam, the thought, water, and chit pratibimbam, the I thought, the ahankar, visrujya. What should you see? Buddhau nihitam guhayam drashtaram atmanam akhandabodham vigyaya purusha virajo vipapma bhavati. Having known himself by giving up the body, meaning giving up means seeing the body as it is, body pot, innocent. Thought water, innocent. Reflection eye, innocent. What it stands for, the consciousness, the source of reflection. Eternally free from all the three things. That is why a change in vision, a shift in your perception. Nothing more than that. What is wisdom? Just a shift in perception. Very, very simple. So many examples I have given you. I shall see more of it in the afternoon.